1941 was the last productive season for Double X Jimmy Foxx. But when people think of the 1930s, they think of players like Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Ted Williams. DiMaggio and Williams were in the last half of the 30s. But in my mind, the greatest player of the 1930s decade was Jimmy Foxx. 3 times most valuable player in the American League. Another time he came in second in the voting. He was a Triple Crown winner in 1933. 1932, he almost won the Triple Crown, but I think he was 3 points short in the batting average at 364. But 32 was his greatest season. He had 58 home runs. He lost 2 home runs due to rainouts, so he really had 60. Nobody had more home runs in the 1930s than Jimmy Foxx. He averaged 41 and a half home runs throughout the decade. 1935, he hit 36 home runs, but he lost 12 to that screen that was erected to make right field in Shibe Park 60 feet high. He was a powerful player. He was also a good defensive player. He came up as a catcher, and his first minor league season, he was 16 years old. He wasn't even out of high school. And then when he came up to the Philadelphia A's, still a teenager, he was a catcher behind Mickey Cochran. Mickey Cochran was 4.5 years older and more experienced. So that's why Cochran was the starting catcher there in the late 20s for the Philadelphia A's. Hall of Fame catcher he was. So Foxx had to back him up at catcher. He also played other positions. He played third base. He played first base, finally settled in 1929 as the regular first baseman for the Philadelphia Athletics. But he was a good defensive player as a catcher. Two managers, Connie Mack and later Joe Cronin, said he was the best catcher in the American League after Mickey Cochran. So he had an arm too as well, a very powerful arm. Babe Ruth started his career as a pitcher and then became a great hitter. Jimmy Foxx started his career as a great hitter, but he actually pitched in 1945 to finish his career. Pitched 22 and a half innings for Philadelphia. It had a 1.59 earned run average. So he could throw. He could also run. In high school, he was a track champion in Maryland, and they used to do exhibitions even in his 30s before they had exhibition race before a game in Boston where he raced Wally Moses and Lou Finney. Wally Moses was thought of, along with George Case, as the fastest players in the American League. And Lou Finney was right there with him also. The 3 of them raced before a game. Foxx was, I think, 34 at the time. And he didn't win, but they said that they were virtually tied at the end. He didn't steal a lot of bases in the 1930s. Not many players did. It was a power decade. His high for stealing was 1936. He stole 13 bases. Foxx had somewhat of a tragic life. He was beamed in 1934 in an exhibition game in Canada. He spent 4 days in the hospital. But after that beating, he had sinus problems and sinus pain pretty much for the rest of his life. Now, he was known as a very friendly man. Ted Williams said he was a peach of a guy. Nobody had anything bad to say about Jimmy Foxx's personality. But one thing Foxx did, he kind of emulated Babe Ruth, who was the most famous home run hitter of his day. And that Foxx was a very lavish spender. He would always buy rounds of drinks in a bar. He would always pay for people's meals. He spent money kind of like emulating Babe Ruth did. And he also developed a bit of a drinking problem late in his career to cover up some of the pain from his injuries and his sinus problems. And that definitely affected his life. He made bad financial decisions. He invested in a golf course in Florida that went bankrupt and took away most of his money. So he kind of a tragic end to a spectacular baseball career. But he was, and when I think of the 1930s, I think of Jimmy Foxx. Very quickly, here are some of his numbers from the 1930s. 58 home runs in 32, 48 and 33, 44 and 34, 50 in 38 with Boston, 35 and 39 with Boston. RBIs, 169 and 32, 163 and 33. He drove in 175 runs in 1938. And did he hit for average? 364 and 32, 356 and 33, 346 in 35, 349 in 38, 360 in 39. He was a magnificent player, Jimmy Foxx. Game 12 of the 1941 tournament, Cleveland Indians are at the Boston Red Sox. Cleveland is 2-1, Boston is 2-1. This will be an elimination game. Also left in the tournament are the New York Yankees, they're 2-1, and the Chicago White Sox are 3-0. Here's the starting lineups for the Cleveland Indians. Lou Boudreau will lead off and play shortstop. Roy Weatherly is in left field. Gene Walker is in center field. Jeff Heath in right field. Hal Traskey at first base. Ken Keltner at third base. Raleigh Hemsley, the catcher. Ray Mack, second base. And Happy Milner is the pitcher. He is a grade D pitcher and no modifiers. For the Boston Red Sox, Dom DiMaggio will lead off and play center field. Lou Finney is in right field. Ted Williams in left field. Jimmy Foxx at first base. Bobby Doerr at second base. Joe Cronin at shortstop. Jim Tabor is a third baseman. Johnny Peacock is the catcher. And Joe Dobson, a grade C, Y modifier pitcher. Each team must use four-man rotations, so we're at the fourth man. Cleveland may not go along with Milner. We'll see. They got Johnny Heaven. He pitched 3 2/3 a couple of games ago, but I imagine they might be going for him early if Milner gets in trouble. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. Leading off for Cleveland, young shortstop Lou Boudreau. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Roy Weatherly comes up. I'm using basic Apba, except for in the stealing. I have master symbols, so we'll use master ratings for stealing bases. Here's a pitch to Weatherly. 46 is a ground ball to the... Okay, it's not a ground ball. There's a Y, and he has the Y strikeout rating, so Weatherly is a strikeout victim. G. Walker. 55 is a roll. That's an 8 against the C. That's going to be a single to center, and Boudreau will go to second. Indians have first and second, one away. Jeff Heath. Very hot hitter. He's 5 for 17 with 2 home runs, a triple and a double, and 3 RBIs in the tournament. 25 is the roll. That's going to be that's a single over shortstop, and that's going to score Boudreau and send the other runner, Walker, to second. The Indians break out on top, 1-0. Hal Traskey. 25 is another 8, and that's a single over shortstop, scoring Walker. Heath goes to second. It's 2-0. The Red Sox call time, and they are going to go right to the bullpen. Mike Ryba will be brought in to pitch to Ken Keltner. Ryba is a grade C pitcher with a Y and Z modifier. He'll get the 1 grade level bump up. He's going to be a B for Ken Keltner. Here's the pitch to Keltner. 41 is a 28. That's going to be a double play, 6-4-3. But the Tribe gets 2 on the top of the first, Cleveland 2, Boston 0. Al Milner completes his warm-up tosses. He was 12-19 in 1941, 4.36 ERA. Dominic DiMaggio leads off for the Red Sox. 21 is going to be a ground ball to third base. 1 away. Lou Finney. 24 is a fly ball to left fielder Roy Weatherly. It's 2 outs. Here is Ted Williams. Williams is 4 for 11 in the tournament with a double. 24 is a walk to Ted Williams. That brings up Jimmy Fox, hit 300 in 1941, 19 home runs. 63 is a swing and miss, strike 3. We go to the top of the second. It is Cleveland 2 and Boston 0. Wally Hensley leads off the second for the Indians. 56 is a pop out to the shortstop, or a Y. That's going to be a strikeout. 1 out. Ray Mack. 14 is a fly ball to Weatherly in left. Or not Weatherly in left, that's Ted Williams in left. Happy Milner. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll for the pitcher. 54 is going to be a single. He's the F26 stealer. Yeah, the F rating allows him to steal 7th inning or later, so he's not going to be stealing. There's 2 outs. Here is Lou Boudreau. 21 is a ground out to the second baseman, 4-6. It goes a short way. That's the end of the top of the second. Cleveland 2, Boston 0. Hall of Fame second baseman Bobby Doerr leads off for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second. 33 is a double for Bobby Doerr. That'll get the tying run to the plate. And Joe Cronin hit 311 in 1941. He is a player manager. Here's the pitch to Cronin. 21 is a strikeout. Jim Tabor. 12 is a 25. That's going to be a line drive to second base. Caught by Mack. 2 outs. Johnny Peacock will be walked intentionally to pitch to Mike Ryba, the pitcher. .51 is a 36. That's going to be a pass ball. Second and third. 61 is a 32. It's a fly out to Heath in right field. That's a 3rd out. We go to the top of the third. Cleveland 2, Boston 0. Roy Weatherly leads off for the Cleveland Indians. They're in their pinstripe road uniforms with trimmed in navy Cleveland and navy caps with a white C. Here's the pitch to Roy Weatherly. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher. 1 away. G. Walker, formerly of the Detroit Tigers. 63 is a fly out to center field. 2 outs. Jeff Heath. 64 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Cleveland. Go to the bottom of the third. They lead 2-0. Dominic DiMaggio leads off for the Red Sox. Made the All-Star team in 1941 and got to play outfield with his brother Joe in that game. 64 is a base on balls. Lou Finney is the batter. I think the Red Sox might go ahead and hit and run. Try to get something going here. Here's the pitch. 1-2 is a 25. That's a line drive caught by the second baseman, and DiMaggio is going to be doubled off first, 4-3. So it's a double play, and suddenly there's 2 outs. Ted Williams. Cleveland is filling column 2. Boston's filling column 1. Here's a pitch to Williams, 41. That is a ground ball to the shortstop, and that's the 3rd out. We go to the 4th, 2-0 Cleveland. All right, rival will be facing Hal Trosky, the powerful Cleveland first baseman. 23 is a 26. That's a ground out to the second baseman. 1 away. Third baseman Ken Keltner. 41 is a ground out to the shortstop. 2 outs. Catcher Raleigh Hemsley. 63 is a fly out to Dominic DiMaggio in center field. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning, Cleveland 2, Boston 0. Jimmy Fox leads off for the Red Sox. 32 is the roll. 26 is going to be a ground out to the second baseman, Ray Mack. Bobby Doerr. 46 is a ground out to third base. 2 away, and Joe Cronin. 33 is a hit column roll. .52 is a single. Jim Tabor. 43 is a, let's see, ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. Go to the 5th, Cleveland 2, Boston 0. Second baseman Ray Mack leads off for the Indians. 65 is a pop out to the catcher. 1 away. Here's the pitcher, Happy Milner, and they've gotten the best of what they could expect out of him. 4 clean innings. Here's a pitch to Milner. 46 is a swing and miss for strike 3. Lou Boudreau. 33, that's a hit column. And that's a triple for Lou Boudreau to left center field, triple to left center field. Two outs. He's at third for Roy Weatherly. 53 is a 16, feeling calm, 1 hit by pitch. First and third, there's 2 outs, and G. Walker. Walker is 1 for 2 today, 7 for 18 in the tournament. Mike Robert trying to hold back the tie here. Here's the pitch. 21 is a 12. That's going to be a ground out to the first baseman. 3 unassisted. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Score is still 2 Cleveland and 0 Boston. John Peacock will lead off for the Red Sox. 41 is a 28 that they ground out to the shortstop, 6-3. Mike Reibel will stay in the game and hit for himself. 45 is a walk. Don DiMaggio. 51 is a 9. That's going to be a base hit on the infield hit. First and second, there's 1 out. Jeff Heath. The Indians will call time, and they're going to bring in Joe Heving. He will be a grade B pitcher with no modifiers, and they're going to wait. They're not going to bring in Heving just yet. Now, Cleveland's got one left-hander in the bullpen, Kwiatkowski, but he's pitched more than 4 innings the last 2 days. So he's not available. Here's the pitch to Lou Finney. 31 is a 9. And that's going to be an infield hit. Sox have him loaded for Ted Williams. Timeout. Okay, Milner will be taken out of the game for Joe Heving. Heving was 5-2 with a 2.29 ERA, grade B, no modifiers. Tempted to walk Williams and just walk in and run, but you got Fox after that, so I'm going to pitch to him. He does not get the modifier, so bump up, so because they're not same-sided, so he's going to remain grade B. Here's the pitch to Ted Williams. 61, that's a 9 against a B. That's a single over first base. Runners advance 1 base. So now it's Cleveland 2, Boston 1. Still only 1 out. Here is Jimmy Fox. Infield's playing back. 21 is a 12. That's going to be a... Okay, runners out. It's a 6-4-3 double play. So out of all that, Boston only gets 1. We go to the top of the 6th. Cleveland sit 2, Boston 1. Okay, Jeff Heath leads off for the Indians in the 6th. 34. It's a fly ball to Dominic DiMaggio in center field. 1 out. And Heath has 1 for 3 in today's game. Hal Trotsky. 36 is a Y. That's a strikeout. 2 outs. Ken Keltner. 26 is a fly ball to left field. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 Cleveland. We have a tight ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Red Sox have had their chances. Bobby Doerr will lead off for Boston. 35 is a base on balls for Bobby Doerr. Joe Cronin. 43 is a 29. That's going to be a fielder's choice, 1-6. So Doerr's out at second. Cronin is the base runner at first. Jim Tabor. 44 is a 8 against a B. That's going to be a ground out to third. 5-3. Cronin goes to second. 2 outs. The tying runs at second for the catcher, Johnny Peacock. They'll walk Peacock. They did this early and it worked out. They're going to pitch to Ryba. All right, that'll do it for the Red Sox pitcher, Mike Ryba. Pete Fox is going to pitch hit for Ryba. Ryba pitched well, 5 2/3, no runs allowed. But the Red Sox have got to get some runs. 1st and 3rd with 2 out. Pete Fox will pitch hit, 302 hitter. He's a right-handed hitter. But, and we're not playing master symbols, but I noticed that he was better against right-handed pitchers anyway, +1 and -10 against lefties. Here's the pitch to Pete Fox. 62 is a swing and miss for strike 3. That gets Heving out of the pickle. We go to the top of the 7th, Cleveland 2, Boston 1. Red Sox will have a new pitcher. He is Lefty Johnson. He's a grade C pitcher with Y and W modifiers. He'll be looking at the bottom of the Indians order, Raleigh Hemsley, Ray Mack, and the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Hemsley. 62 is a fly ball to Lou Finney in right field. 1 away. Raymond Mack comes to bat. 21 is the roll. That's going to be a ground out to third, 5-3. Play made by Jim Tabor. That's 2 outs. Johnny Having will remain in the game and hit for himself. 45 is a walk. Lou Boudreau. 56 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the Cleveland Indians 2, the Boston Red Sox 1. Bottom of the 7th is an important inning. We're at the top of the order for the Red Sox. They may not get around to them again, so they're going to want to do something here. Only DiMaggio leads off. 31 is a base hit against Having. And DiMaggio is 2 for 3 and 5 for 15 in the tournament. F27 steal rating. They tried to hit and run earlier, and it turned out into a line drive double play. And his F rating doesn't allow him to steal until after the 7th inning with 2, and there has to be 2 outs. So he's holding. Here is Finney. 1-5 is at 8. That's going to be a ground out to third base, 5-3. And DiMaggio will go to second. That brings up Ted Williams. Ted Williams has the only RBI for the Red Sox in this game. He is 5 for 13 in the tournament. Hate to walk the winning run. Having's going to try to pitch to him. Here's the pitch. 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It might be. It could be. Teddy ballgame puts the Red Sox on top, 3-2. Well, they didn't want to walk the potential winning run and put him on first base, but right now he's crossing home plate, and he is the lead run. He's 3-2 Boston. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jimmy Fox. And I got the wrong helmet out there. Let's get the Red Sox helmet. 44 is a fly ball to center field by Jimmy Fox. 2 away. Bobby Doerr. Six, 42 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. But the Red Sox break out on top on the clutch home run by Ted Williams. We go to the top of the 8th. It's the Red Sox 3 and the Indians 2. This is an elimination game. Roy Weather will lead off the 8th for the Cleveland Indians. 23 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Johnson. 1 away. Here's G. Walker. 64 is the roll. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. It leads us to Jeff Heath with 2 outs. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Ted Williams. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Boston 3, Cleveland 2. Cleveland will have a new pitcher. He is Clint Brown, 3-3, 3.27 ERA. He's a grade B pitcher. He'll be pitching to Joe Cronin, Jim Tabor, and Johnny Peacock in the bottom of the 8th inning. 22 is a hit column roll for Joe Cronin. 1-5 is a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here for a home run. That's the 2nd home run for Joe Cronin in the tournament. And the Red Sox go up 4-2. Jim Tabor. 62 is a fly ball to left, 1 away. Big insurance run by Joe Cronin. Johnny Peacock. 32 is a ground out to second base, 43. Lefty Johnson will stay in the game and hit for himself. .21 is a ground out to third. Red Sox tack on another run. We go to the 9th, Boston 4, Cleveland 2. All right, if Cleveland is going to remain in this tournament, it's going to be Hal Trosky, Ken Keltner, and Raleigh Hemsley. They were really hoping to win this game and get to Bob Feller in the next game. But they're going to have to work a miracle here in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Hal Trosky. 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here. And the Indians draw within 1. It is 4-3. Boston leads is getting a little tenuous here. Here is Ken Keltner, 23 homers in 1941. 35 is a walk, and he is the potential tying run. Lefty Grove is warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. Here's the pitch to Raleigh Hemsley. 33, that's a 7. That's going to be a single to right field and send the tying run to third base. First and third in the 9th. Still nobody out. Timeout. All right, the Red Sox are going to go to the bullpen. They're going to bring in Lefty Grove, grade D, YZ pitcher. And I think they want that Y modifier to try to get a strikeout here. And the Z's helpful. We're giving up a level in the pitching grade, though. Ray Mack is the batter. Boston's infield is going to play in. Hemsley's speed is average. There's the pitch from Lefty Grove to Ray Mack. 52 is a 27. That's going to be a Y modifier, so it's a strikeout. They get the strikeout they wanted. There's 1 down. And now the pitcher spot. With 1 down, the Indians will play the infield back. Jim Hegan will be pitch hitting for the pitcher. .319 hitter in 1941, limited at bats, 47 at bats. Here's the pitch to Jim Hegan. 55, that's going to be a 7 against a D pitcher. That's going to be a single to left. Runner goes to second. Runner on first goes to second. Runner on third scores. And that is a pinch hit single for Jim Hegan, tying the ball game 4-4. Okay, that brings the bat Lou Boudreau. 61 is a 39. That is a fly to center. The runner tags. He's going to try to go to third and be thrown out. 8-5. So Boudreau's at 8, and then the runner at second, Hemsley, is cut down 8-5. But the Indians tie the score in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th, all tied at 4-4. On the pitch, the 9th inning for the Cleveland Indians is Steve Gromack, a grade D pitcher, X and Y strikeout modifiers. He'll be facing the top of the Red Sox order. They came up in the 7th inning. I said they're going to need to do something if the Red Sox are going to stay alive. And they did. They scored 2 runs in the 7th. Here they are again in the 9th. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch to Dom DiMaggio. 36 is a Y. That's a swing and a miss for a strike 3. 1 away. Lou Finney. 31 is a base hit for Lou Finney. And that will get us to Ted Williams with 1 out and a runner on first. Williams is 2 for 3, 6 for 14 in the tournament. He's got a homer and a double in the tournament. 32 is the roll. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Finney's retired 4 to 6. Now Williams is the base runner at first. And here is Jimmy Fox. 52 is a 27. That's going to be a X modifier. It's a strikeout. We'll go to extras. Free baseball. Top of the 10th. It's tied 4 to 4. Looks like this game is going to be up to the G-men, Grove or Gromek. Grove will be pitching now to Roy Weatherly in the top of the 10th inning. Okay, here's the pitch to Weatherly. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column. 44 is a triple by Roy Weatherly. Right away, the pressure is on the Red Sox. Batter is G. Walker. The Red Sox are going to play the infield in. Walker is 7 for 20 in this tournament. Here's a pitch from Uppy Grove. 64 is going to be a swing and a miss. Another clutch strikeout by Grove. 1 down, Jeff Heath. Infield still in. 53 is a 15. Fielding column 1. That is going to be an error on Ted Williams. And that's going to allow the run to score. Heath will go to second on the error by Williams. Indians take a 5 to 4 lead here in the 10th. Hal Trotsky, who homered his last time up, .42 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. First and second, 1 out. Ken Keltner. 26 is the roll. That's a fly ball to left field. Let's see, first runners hold. 2 down. Here is Raleigh Hemsley. .45 is a walk. Loads the bases. Ray Mack is the batter. He's the 8th place hitter. He's 0 for 4 and only 2 for 14 in the tournament. Here's the pitch from, oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Let's go back up. Grove has a Z modifier. So for first and second, I want to double check that 14 result. I think it's still going to be a walk. Yeah, base on balls, filling the bases. So here's the pitch to Mack. Bases are loaded. 1-5 is a 9. That's a single over. And with 2 outs, which there are 2 outs, the runner from second scores. 2 RBIs for Mack, and it is 7 to 4, Cleveland. First and third, pitcher Steve Gromek will hit for himself. .64 is a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Cleveland 7, Boston 4. It's going to be up to Bobby Doerr, Joe Cronin, and Jim Tabor to extend the Red Sox in this tournament. Steve Gromack goes back out on the mound. Here's the pitch to Bobby Doerr. 25 is a base hit for Bobby Doerr. It's a single. Here's the Red Sox manager, Joe Cronin. 53 is a 19, fielding column 2. That's going to be a single to left field. Red Sox have first and second, and that'll get them with nobody out, the tying run to the plate. Jim Tabor, 279 hitter with 16 home runs. There's the pitch to Jim Tabor. 1-4 is going to be a fly ball to left field. 1 out. The catcher, Johnny Peacock. 24 is a fly ball to left field. That's caught by Weatherly. There's 2 outs. And we're going to have a pitch hitter for the pitcher. On to pitch hit for the Red Sox is Frankie Pitlock, 271 hitter in 1941. There's 2 outs. We got Bobby Doerr at second, Joe Cronin at first. There's the pitch from Steve Gromack. The roll is 1-3. That is going to be a base on balls. Loads the bases for the Red Sox and brings up Don DiMaggio. There are 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Can Dominic DiMaggio put a key in the merry-go-round? Here's the pitch from Gromack. 25 is that's a base hit to left field, and the runners will advance 2 bases. It is now 7-6. And the Red Sox have runners on their corners. Lou Finney comes up. He steps in the box with Ted Williams on deck. There are 2 outs. There's the pitch to Lou Finney. 63. That's going to be a fly ball deep to center field. G. Walker goes back and he makes the catch in front of the wall. 3 outs. And the Cleveland Indians hold on to win this game 7-6. We'll be back with a wrap-up and the bad news for the Red Sox fan in just a second. Okay, in this game, the Cleveland Indians scored 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Red Sox 6 runs on 12 hits and 1 very costly error. Okay, the winning pitcher was Steve Gromack. Losing pitcher, Lefty Grove, even though Grove did not give up any earned runs. His runs were unearned. Stars of the game for the Red Sox had a couple of stars. Dominic DiMaggio was 3 for 5. Drove in 2 in the 10th to bring them within 1. Ted Williams put him ahead with a home run in the 7th. He was 2 for 4 in the game, but they didn't win the game. Cleveland's stars would be Roy Weatherly, who triple led the scoring off in the 10th inning, and Hal Trotsky, who homered in the 9th inning to get a rally started there. Trotsky's best season was 1936. He had 162 RBIs and 42 homers. Very good slugger for the Cleveland Indians. The Indians were hoping to get to Bob Feller for the next game, and they got it done. So they're going to have Bob Feller available to pitch to the Yankees, who are 2-1, in elimination game 13 in the American League. Our next game tomorrow, we'll go back to the National League, and it will be the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 3-1, against the Chicago Cubs, who are 2-1. Hope you enjoyed this ball game. Hit the subscribe button and the like button if you did. And tune us in again tomorrow. Apba Brian for Apba Classics saying good night. God bless.